If you're an anime or manga buff, chances are you have run into the Fist of the North Star series, a defined piece of art with an amazing cast and story, a staple in Japanese pop culture. Well, what if I told you that this series shares a lot of similarities with events and characters in the Street Fighter series? How did the Street Fighter creators manage to hide their influences? Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Street Fighterverse. If you don't know what Fist of the North Star is, well, let me give you a small intro. Fist of the North Star, or known by Hokuto no Ken, is a Japanese manga series written by Burinson and illustrated by Setsuo Hara. Set on a post-apocalyptic Earth after a nuclear war, the story centers on a warrior named Kenshiro, the successor of a deadly martial art known as the Hokuto Shinken, which gives him the ability to kill his opponents by striking their secret vital points, which often results in an exceptionally violent and gory death. Kenshiro dedicates his life to fighting against the various gangs, bandits, and warlords who threaten the lives of the defenseless and innocent, as well as rival martial artists, including his own brothers from the same school. To start explaining the similarities, let's start with the protagonist of the Fist of the North Star, named Kenshiro. Kenshiro shares the same stoic attitude that Ryu in Street Fighter has had for many years. Both characters are about knowing what they want and going for it. They share the not letting little things get you down. They're about pushing ahead with what is right. They are about carrying responsibility and hardship on their shoulders with dignity and pride, not letting their emotions get the best of them, and not taking the easy answer or the easy route to solve their problems. Even though Kenshiro is notable in manga anime culture of the time for being a sensitive and kind-hearted man who broke the established men don't cry cultural stereotype, we all know that since the beginning of Street Fighter lore, Ken and Ryu had been childhood friends. Ken Master has been dyeing his hair blonde for many years, giving his American side some flair. In the Fist of the North Star series, Kenshiro also had a longtime friend named Shin. Shin was Kenshiro's longtime friend who had secretly desired his fiancée Yuria for as long as he can remember. Nevertheless, Shin initially respected that Yuria would only love Kenshiro. His hair was also blonde, just like Ken Master's. This other similarity is somewhat very sneaky but interesting. If we take the names of Ryu and Ken and put them together, they would spell Ryuken. In the Fist of the North Star series, Kenshiro's master is named Ryuken. Very odd similarity indeed. Next one is one of our most beloved Street Fighter characters, Sakura and Ryu. It is known that Sakura has always had a crush on Ryu, idolizes him and follows him everywhere he goes, just like Lin does with Kenshiro in the Fist of the North Star series. Both Sakura and Lin have headbands and are brunettes with short hair. Lin in the Fist of the North Star series was a young orphan who lost the ability to speak after witnessing her entire family being murdered by bandits during the aftermath of the nuclear war. Another great case is with a great militant character from the Street Fighter Alpha series, Rolento. Rolento and his army of mercenaries are based off Colonel and Gouken army, who are also trying to establish a paradise of soldiers like Godland was intended to be. Even though most of Guile's looks were based on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters, Guile's looks and his techniques have a big similarity with Falco, Falco being based off of Dolph Lundgren as well. Gouken, Ryu's master, is a combination of Ryuken and Toki. Gouken teaches Ryu about the power of nothingness, which is similar to Musou Tensei, a martial arts technique from a Fist of the North Star which follows similar principles. Akuma also shares a lot of his techniques and stories with this series. For example, Akuma kills his and Gouken's master Gosetsu, and seemingly kills Gouken much like Rao kills Ryuken, in order to begin his ambitions. But Akuma's ambition is more about fighting than conquering. That would be the slightest difference. The concept of the Shungokusatsu and Satsui no Hado itself seems also heavily inspired by the concept of the Matoki no Aura from the Fist of the North Star's manga series. Furthermore, the attack seems specifically inspired by the star technique called Hukoto Manju Maonken, North Star Thousand Hand Demon Sound Fist. The technique involves countless strikes in the blink of an eye and is fueled by the user's evil fighting aura, making the Shungokusatsu share many similarities with it. Vega is a combination of Rei, Yuda, the nameless Shura, Sand Spider, and Club. Chun-Li and Fei Long both have moves that are homage to Kenshiro's techniques, and of course, Bruce Lee. Chun-Li's Hyakuretsu Kyaku technique being an homage to the Hokuto Hyakuretsu Ken technique of Kenshiro. Shadaloo and its organization is pretty similar to Shin's gang organization, right down to the 4 kings of Shadaloo referencing Shin's main named henchmen. Gen is dying of an illness, but seeks out a battle to the death with Akuma, similarly to Toki dying of an illness and deciding to fight Rao. These are some of the similarities between the 2 franchises. If you have other similarities, write them down in the comments. Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on new theories and info. Thank you for watching. This has been your Street Fighter host. Welcome to the center stage. Our new Discord server. There you can talk with us, chat about current events going on in Street Fighter, information, theories, and lore. We'll leave the link in the description box below. We want to thank everyone for tuning in and becoming part of this Street Fighter community. We want to thank you for your positive comments towards our channel, because it only habilitates us to grow even more. From the Street Fighterverse crew, we thank you.